safe streets, vibrant neighborhoods, successful business and commerce. These are things that make a healthy community. We are a diverse community, rural, suburban, urban, a multitude of languages and ethnicities, ages and experiences. We are a collaborative community. Public-private partnerships make us a model community that others want to follow. It is what makes us unique. It is what makes us strong. The employees of Kent County reflect our diversity and seek to serve our communities.
People in this county, in this area, we wrap our arms around each other. We come together to collaborate, to solve problems. We're all working for the good of the whole. And I think that's wonderful. And you can see it. You can see it as you drive around Kent County.
Our impact starts the day a baby is born and a birth certificate is issued, to protecting children from deadly diseases through vaccination, to the public safety and justice provided by law enforcement and the courts, to offering veteran services and caring for the elderly. Every day we work to keep our communities robust.
I think if you are somebody who is interested in serving your community, in building a strong knowledge base and a good group of people to work with, then the county is one of your best employment opportunities out there. It's been completely rewarding in every way I could possibly explain for 26 years, and I feel like I grow every single day still today.
Leading these dedicated employees, our 19-member Board of Commissioners and our County Administrator Controller, along with our elected officials and appointed department directors, placing emphasis on civic involvement, quality housing, vibrant neighborhoods, and strong, solid infrastructure to allow businesses to thrive. Professional, dedicated, collaborative, and innovative.
Behind the scenes, collaboration between foundations, charitable organizations, nonprofits, for-profit businesses, public sector demonstrated through the county, the city of Grand Rapids, the townships, all the cities and the villages in our area. If we don't come together, then we will not have the strength that we have today, and I only hope to build upon that.
Our aim is to make our communities the best they can be. We are involved in exciting development projects, sustainable recycling programs, and creative progressive prevention programming. We partner with elected officials, impacting policy ideas that become great achievements. We seek opportunities to reach out into the community and offer our services to help our residents make Kent County thrive.
Our relationship is solid, both from a staff standpoint at the county level as well as the Board of Commissioners. And they understand what we do and the benefits that we can do for the community, and vice versa. We couldn't do what we do without the help of Kent County.
While most of us are busy running our lives, Kent County's elected officials, administrator controller, and over 1,600 employees are serving the communities where we live our lives, so we can all have a place we are proud to call home. Kent County, its life well run.
Good morning. Today is Tuesday, January 7th of 2020. Wow, a whole new year. Yay. It is 8:30 a.m. I'd like to welcome fellow commissioners, our staff, guests, public that are here today. Thank you so much for taking the time to attend the Finance and Physical Resources Committee meeting. With that, I'll open up to public comment. Is there any public that would like to address the Finance and Physical Resources Committee this morning? Okay, seeing none, I will close public comment. That will bring me to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Questions, comments, discussion, anything that has to be pulled? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion passes. That brings us to item 3 from the Administrator's Office. Wayman.
Yes, this is a request to the board to approve an easement for Consumers Energy Company to provide necessary electrical utility service to a new fixed-based operator at the Gerald R. Ford International Airport, and to authorize the board chair or designee to sign the documents. Gerald R. Ford International Airport staff works with Consumers Energy Company to provide certain services for the airport. Consumers Energy requires an easement to install necessary electrical facilities for a new fixed-base operator and its new hangar, office area, and associated aircraft parking aprons and parking lots. The airport lease and asset transfer agreement between the county and the authority requires the authority to obtain the county's approval for all property dispositions, including easements which exceed 40 years. The proposed easement has been reviewed and approved as to form by corporate counsel.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
Moved and supported. Questions, comments, and discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion passes. That brings us to item number 4 from the Administrator's Office. Wayman?
Yes, this is a request to the board to approve a terminating lease of property with CXX Railroad that is located next to Dwight Lydell Park and authorize the board chair or designee to sign the termination document. The Kent County Road Commission leases 736 square feet of property from CX Railroad beginning in March 1962 when it operated the county park system. The lease was made because a park building encroached on CSX property. The Road Commission transferred the lease along with the other Parks Department assets to the county in 2002. The building and fence that formerly encroached on CSX property have been removed, and there is no other need requiring continuing the lease. Terminating the lease will relieve the Parks Department of the obligation to make annual lease payments. Corporate counsel will draft the notice of lease termination.
Okay, is there a motion to approve? Moved and supported. Questions, comments, and discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. The motion passes. That brings us to item number 5 from Kent County Community Action. Wayman.
Yes, this is a request to accept and appropriate $59,500 in additional grant funds for the 2020 Kent County Community Action Fund from the City of Grand Rapids, and to authorize the board chair or designee to execute the grant agreement, approve extensions, amendments, and increases to the grant appropriation not to exceed 15% of the original award. The Grand Rapids Individual Circuit Breaker Program provide financial assistance to households with Kent County who are customers of the City of Grand Rapids Water Service, have received a notification of disconnection, and meet other program requirements. The Board of Commissioners approved $703,900 in Kent County Community Action Grants for Kent County support, $63,647,000 and $140,923 in senior millage and $499.24 in the 2020 General Appropriation Act on Resolution 11/21/19-107. The City of Grand Rapids has made an additional $59,500 available to Kent County Community Action to continue services for the Individual Circuit Breaker Program during the calendar year 2020 for a total award of $200,400.
Okay, is there a motion to approve? All right, moved and supported. Questions, comments, and discussion? We'll start with Commissioner Wooden.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just had a quick clarifying question. Are these dollars from the City of Grand Rapids their own home money that they appropriate for this and send it over to us, or is it just local city dollars?
Good morning. It's local city dollars from their rental fees from the fire department.
Okay. And if I may ask, I can read the name Individual Circuit Breaker Program. Is it helping replace circuit breakers? Is it helping with utility assistance on water utilities? What is the kind of work that's done with?
It is utility assistance for residential households who receive City of Grand Rapids water.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion passes. That brings us to item number 6 from Kent County Community Action. Wayman?
Yes, this is a request to the board to authorize an agreement between Kent County and Link Up to use home funds to construct 6 new market-rate homes, to authorize the board chair or designee to execute the agreement and approve extensions, amendments, and increases to the grant appropriations not to exceed 15% of the original agreement. Earlier this year, Kent County issued a request for proposals for home funds on behalf of the Wyoming-Kent County Home Consortium. The federal home program supports programs that construct new homes which are sold at market rate to families with household incomes of 80% area medium income or less. Link Up Nonprofit Housing Corporation responded to the RFP and proposed to develop 6 townhouses near the intersection of Jefferson Avenue Southeast and 36th Street in Wyoming. The three-bedroom homes will be developed during the 2020-21 year. A combination of home funds, $810,000, and private construction financing, $700,000, will be used to finance the total cost of the $1.5 million project. LinkUp's proposal aligns with the Regional Consolidated Plan that was approved by Grand Rapids, Wyoming, and Kent County. The final contract will be reviewed and appropriated by Corporate Counsel prior to signature.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And support? Moved and supported. Questions, comments, and discussion? Why don't we start with Commissioner Wooden? I saw his hand first.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to first applaud awarding these home funds. For the record, while my employer has had joint ventures with this organization in the past, it's not on this project, it's on projects in the city of Grand Rapids. I just wanted to put that for the record. Regardless, though, I am excited about this. I had one question. If I'm remembering correctly, I don't deal as much with home ownership as I do with rental, but the affordability restrictions on home-assisted units is only, 5 years? And if someone lives there for 5 years or 10 years and then sells it, those affordability restrictions are burnt off. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a forgiven lien.
Okay. And do we have, I'm wondering if we could, since we have record of all the home funds that we've expended in the last few years and where those properties are, and through our equalization department, we can look at property records pretty quickly. Can we figure out how many home-assisted units, and not in the immediate future, but over time, can we figure out how many home-assisted units are still owned by the original homeowners? And the reason I ask it is I know that in Grand Rapids, we've seen that unfortunately, after those 5 years, because all of this is public record, these properties often become the targets of investor groups, and then are converted either into flips or into rentals, which is good for the investor. I want to make sure that we're using these public dollars to build affordable housing as wisely as possible, and seeing what we could do to help prolong those affordability restrictions so that we can use these public dollars even more wisely than we are today, so we can preserve the affordability for the long term.
Right, and we can get that information. We have that information. One of the caveats that you probably know of, but if the home isn't sold within a certain period of time, then it has to turn to a rental. And right now, we have a property in Cedar Springs that's teetering on that timeline that a sale just fell through because the person that put the purchase agreement in could only qualify for an FHA loan, and it didn't work out with the package. So I can get you the information with the caveats also.
And if I can follow up on my question, thank you. And under that instance, is it the developer of that home-assisted unit that then can become the landlord, or do we become the landlord, or do we find a market rate landlord to lease it at the market rate? What happens in that instance?
It would be the developer, and
Okay.
in the case I just mentioned, it would be ICCF.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Commissioner Bukowski.
Thank you, Chair, and sorry for my tardiness. Where Commissioner Wooden is concerned about folks that move out too quickly, my concern is for folks who stay. And in the sense that every time the word townhome comes up, my mind thinks of inaccessibility. And inaccessibility, like forever, the length of the life of the home, because usually like bedrooms are upstairs. And so again, a person who has a mobility impairment or acquires a mobility impairment, either can't live there or is forced to move. So all of that being said, do you know how far along the design process is on these?
Well, this is the phase 1 of the project. They're going to come back for an additional 6 townhomes in the phase 2.
All right.
And so I can ask LinkUp about the accessibility issues. The land in which they're using, they bought from the Godfrey Lee Public Schools. And so it may be a land issue where they have to build up rather than out, but I can ask the question.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
Yes, when When you say that, if the home is not sold in a certain amount of time, exactly what amount of time would that be?
It's within 6 months of the completion date of construction.
So if it's not sold in 6 months, then it becomes a rental.
Yes, according to the home guidelines.
And do you know how they came up with that 6-month allocation of time? Because that doesn't seem like a truly fair amount of time. I know 6 months seems like a lot of time, but you say we have one home, a home in Cedar Springs that's approaching that, and then how aggressive are the prices, competitive are these prices going to be to try to sell that to people who are in that 80% medium range of income, where a developer may benefit more by not selling the house? What type of things do we have there that gives them some incentive to want to make sure this house is sold, and that they're doing everything to make sure it's sold? Because they win either way, and I'm very concerned with home ownership not being a priority when we talk about affordable homes.
Right, in the program with the home funds, the affordability is given to the homeowner, so it's subsidized. So the homes, for example, let's just say they were going to sell for $200,000, and if the homeowner qualified for a mortgage and it was $140,000, we would subsidize the $60,000 out of the home funds. So we try everything that we can to have those properties become home ownership properties. It's more beneficial for them to be home ownership properties than to be rentals.
And when you say we, does that mean Kent Community Action or other agencies have some input in the sales besides the developer?
Yes, we've been making referrals and trying to identify appropriate potential homeowners. There's flyers out. There's, whenever we do a home ownership counseling class, we always talk about the properties that are available to purchase. There's a lot of referrals to the program.
When you look at that income range, if someone's income is at that low level, what are their chances of really getting a mortgage? Or some of these people in that range who have had credit problems, how efficient is this when it comes? I know you may not know off the top of your head. We might have to do a little more research on just seeing what percentage of these homes, are really being sold or turned into rentals. Because in my neighborhood, it's either gentrification or it's rentals for not only the lower income, but even the middle class not being able to afford homes and being forced into more rentals. How successful are we at getting these homes sold?
Most of the homes that we've constructed have gone to home ownership, and I can get you that percentage. The odds of somebody getting a mortgage are good if they're working with the home ownership counseling. They've done that, so that gives them points on their applications. And then when they are working with ICCF or us or other entities, we try to do the credit repairs so that their scores are improved. So we're trying to support them any way that we can so that they are able to purchase the homes.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm definitely going to support this collaboration with Link Up. But as Commissioner Bukowski said, when we see the word townhomes, you're in our community. When we see townhomes, we really think it's almost something that's almost predetermined, that it's going to be more in a rental than people buying. So, even that title, like how many homeowners really look at that like, okay, I want to buy a townhome. Or especially people in the lower income classes. More of the people that I know in the lower income classes are more doing rentals in townhomes. But definitely going to support it, but just would urge Link Up and others to do all they can to increase home ownership. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion passes. That brings us to Commissioner Miscellaneous this morning. Is there any miscellaneous? All right, I'll go ahead, Commissioner Brevy.
Yeah, maybe you can add to this too, Chair, but we have a couple budget items coming up in our next meeting that are pretty significant. So I would encourage all of you, if you have questions, get them to Diane, get them to Wayman, and just make sure you get all the answers you need before we go through that discussion. So big stuff coming down the pipeline.
Hey, anybody else? All right, seeing none, we are adjourned. Our next meeting date is January 21st.
I am Kent County. I am Kent County.
I am Kent County.
We are 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 Kent County.
Bayard, Kent County. Ami, Kent County.
Somos, Kent County.
Mas Ira, Kent County.
We are Kent County. We are Kent County. We are Kent County. Oh yeah.